So hi, my name is Gloria and I am 25 years old.
My name is Jonathan Glenn. I'm turning 25 this year and I started City Kids at 8.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I am 20 years old, turning 21 in December.
My name is Mackenzie and I am 23.
My name is Scott. I'm 34 years old and I started at City Kids when I was 5.
I'm Kendra. I am 32. I started coming to City Kids when I was 10 years old.
The way I got connected to City Kids was I was going to an elementary school at the time called Elizabeth Bagshaw, and I had met a friend and she lived in a survey really close to mine that so happened that City Kids went there. So one day she was like, oh, you should sleep over and then we'll go to City Kids on the Saturday. And I finally convinced my mom. And I just remember waking up very early in the morning, getting dressed and then hearing all these kids getting ready to get on this big red bus. And ever since then I was like, okay, we need to do something about this. I need to go to City Kids a lot more often.
I think I was about 9 when I started attending. It was close to the summer, I want to say around April or May, when we were at the park and we were playing with one of our friends and we saw the big red bus come by. We were curious about what it was, and that's actually how we met Arlene. She was our first City Kids leader, and she introduced us to City Kids.
We decided to move to Hamilton, and we also did have some family there as well. And ever since then, we've been in Hamilton. We were at this one homeless shelter, and then we moved to a neighborhood nearby, and that's where we all got introduced to City Kids, and yeah.
Some of the hardships I faced when I was a kid was pretty relentless bullying. It actually was so bad that in grade 8, my entire class of 30 people made a Facebook page just to bully me. And I ended up finding out 2 months after when my friend who was a part of the chats kind of came forward and felt guilty enough to tell me. City Kids was a place that was safe for me to go, away from the bullying, away from the real world problems, and kind of just be myself and be free from the restraints of others' opinions about myself. It was just safe. It was freeing. I didn't have to worry. The worrying came after, but in that moment, I didn't have to worry about anything.
Me and the rest of my siblings were actually born in Atlanta, Georgia. Due to immigration issues, we had to move and our family was unfortunately separated. So my mom and the rest of my siblings, we came to Hamilton when I was about 10 years old. It was very rough being away from my dad for so long and just having to go through, being in homeless shelters, not knowing when your next meal was going to be, and just the stress of it all was really difficult, but definitely had a great mom who kept us safe and kept our hope alive. And I think moving to Hamilton was the start of something new for all of us.
My mom raised me and my brother by herself. It was hard learning to deal with my mental health and my learning disabilities.
My mom was a single mother as well, and it was very tough for her as she was going to school to become a PSW, and she was juggling a full-time job at the same time.
Home life sometimes was rough, with my parents arguing quite frequently, ending up in a divorce, unfortunately. It was an interesting time being a kid.
The way that we immigrated to Canada, I kind of lost a little bit of my voice. I kind of just clinged to my mom. I was a little shy kid. Wherever you saw my mom, you saw me. And coming to City Kids and people just really believing in me, I started to open up a lot more, where I was no longer becoming this little shy girl who was just clinging to her mom, but I was actually stepping away and doing things I never thought I would do. And I think one of the people that really believed in me was Helen, for example, who really just encouraged me to do things and step out of the box. Little by little, I'm finding my voice and finding the truth of who I am, and City Kids has really given that to me.
One thing, when I was younger, I always felt like I wasn't appreciated enough. I could always be replaceable, and what I do is insignificant. So being part of Saturday Squad and being an all-day volunteer, I truly felt appreciated. I matter and I belong here, and the work I do is valuable, even if it's just helping making the lunches or dancing on stage. Like, my presence matters. Just because someone can do something like you, nobody can do it like you.
If I hadn't been a part of City Kids, I think I would have definitely still struggled with that childhood. I think I wouldn't have gone the same route had I not gone through City Kids. It definitely helped me find myself a lot better.
I would not be sitting here helping change kids' lives and help them understand what goes on here.
My family was very poor, so we could have been on the street. There were a lot of negative choices within my family. So I think with City Kids, it changed my way of thinking things.
City Kids kind of helped me mature a lot through the entire process, giving me the social skills, teaching me how to speak properly, teaching me discipline.
One of the biggest lessons I learned is that despite me having a disability, I had a lot of value to give out to the community within my church.
You shouldn't let your age, your race, your wherever you grew up from to stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do.
City Kids has impacted me when I started volunteering. This one child just came up to me and he's like, "Thank you for being here," and he just gives me a big hug. Like, we really don't know a lot about what these kids are going through in their homes, but really a lot of us have lived those lives ourselves.
The junior leaders at that time remembering my name, the volunteers remembering my name made me feel a lot more seen. And even being able to be placed in opportunities of hosting 2 of our annual banquets allowed me to see that, okay, people actually believed in me, even though I was a shy little kid and didn't really speak a lot. They're like, this girl has something to say. It was very heartwarming to be able to be seen in a way that had never been seen before.
Kids these days are being able to see and experience a whole new set of things that they would have never been able to do without this program, such as the Saturday programs and such as young adults and the Roadmaps program, going to summer camps and meeting a bunch of new people. A lot of these people in the neighborhood, the kids, they don't get that opportunity without City Kids' help. I think the City Kids magic, it doesn't have a description. It is magic in its own essence.